Welcome, fellow tamers. This is your King Willick speaking. Now, I'm going to try something new today, and while in the process, I'm going to explain why you haven't seen me lately. Now, what we're going to do is, well, you see I already did some work here, and I already got like a few pieces of these eggs put together for a guild, and we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, once more. I guess I don't need this now. Whoops. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to farm a bit, and while I'm doing so, I'm going to explain some minor details of what's going on here. And yes, there has been quite a few changes, and I'm going to get into those in details. But the key point to remember is there's going to be a lot of noises in the background, well, not from this room, or in the game, by the way. But any background noises that happen behind the camera, I'm going to say I will edit it out, because I've been dealing with a lot lately, and it's about time that I try to get this out as much as possible. Hi, Armagedimon. Anyway, so where do we begin? We're going to start with maze entrance. So, while I'm working on that, I'm going to do some explanations. By the way, for every portal there's going to be a cut, but don't worry, you won't miss a thing. See what I mean? No, there's a reason why I do that. It's because my computer is not that really high tech at the moment. I did clean my computer out this week, so I should be fine speed-wise. Now, I ran a few tests to get this computer working again, and it's doing pretty good so far. So I'm going to do a couple of dailies. Looks like I can't take this one yet. So I guess I'll be farming from or for dragon data that I need to rehatch Crusadermon. So while I do that, let's jump over here. So as you can tell, I have two Digimon with me at the moment. I have Betamon and I have Vmon. Some of you may be asking why I have Betamon. Well, the thing is, since the Armored Digivolutions came out, there's been some controversy. Oh, you already took it? I'm sorry. About who was better in the Chimeramon raids. And I would like to say, for instance, that I was going to try everything. Now, we've reached a sudden point today where it's like, yeah, Betamon's a virus and water type, which is both of Chimeramon's weaknesses, and everything put into consideration, there's a possibility that he may win in Rookie. Now, we're not sure if Chimeramon's ultimate, or wait, no, champion, ultimate, or mega, that I know of as of yet, but apparently Chimeramon has made an appearance in the Korean servers and is now blowing up on YouTube, which is something that I'm going to bring up today. Now, the reason being is that there's been a lot of Armored Digivolutions going up against Chimeramon Hero, and a few strategies worked. Now, there has been talk about Betamon, you know, soloing him during a well, I guess it's a non-competitive raid, as you can tell, but in my point of view, in every aspect I've tried, I've done everything I could to do it solo, but I need to level up Betamon to 99 and upgrade my things, because as you can see, I have upgraded my attributes to desert attributes. Now, the reason why I did this is because I was trying to get to the point where I needed to be. Now, I'm still working on trying to get quad cores. I did get a shiny quad ring, but it's not high powered, so I'm still working on that. But my problem in this case is a shiny, high powered quad necklace. Now, I'm not so sure what the ring is or the earrings are yet, but I'm still determined that they did not come out with those for the global servers. And as far as my knowledge, or to my knowledge, everything that I've known so far is up on my website, link down below. But in the far spectrum of things, I'm testing whether or not two details. Now, there has been some controversy in my guild, I will admit. And I'm testing that controversy. Now, there's a few things I want you theorists to pan out as of now. Because this whole conversation went sideways and backwards real quick. The noise I was talking about. By the way, no, I do not live next to a train station. There's just a train track right in the center of the road next to my apartment. As I was saying, there was some controversy in my guild, and there was a few things I had to straighten out with a few Australians, and they still don't want to, take in the information I'm trying to give them. And the information is this. You have to put in the key points of attributes, because the attributes are key to winning a battle. And I know that, you know that, or you should know that by now. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody that I have talked to from Australia, mind you, seems to believe that all Americans are stupid. Now, I've put my facts together, I've done the math over and over, and I am dead set on saying every Darkness Digimon is weak against all light types. And everybody should know this by now, because look at Chimeramon. He has faced off with an unlimited numbers of tamers with Betamon in their team. And rookie, mind you. And come to think of it, even for unknowns, they have a weakness. Like darkness versus light, fire versus water, so on and so forth. You get the agenda. Now, there was an argument, and this cost 3 to 4 guild members that we have recently had taken out. Now, we've done some cleaning, we did some grinding, we took some notes, and once again, I was right for the most part, because the attributes were key. Now, I'm working with this thoroughly because I have taken responsibility of hatching a 4x5 Betamon to 80 as of now. I'm still leveling him up to 99 if I possibly can, but right now it's just been, well, you get the idea. I didn't want to bring any drama to you guys. I just want you to know that there was a point in every conversation I have. I'm not being stupid. I'm not, you know, thinking or things half-baked. There is always a strategy to everything I plan. For instance, to go to IDG, there's been talk about taking Jogresses, and sometimes you don't need Jogresses. Me and an old friend of mine, Tafadswa, we did IDG, you know, the Devimon dungeon, with 2 Paladins. And mine was at 3x5 level 75 when we beat it. And I was really skilled. The key point of this being is that if you, you know, raise a Digimon right, you get somewhere. And I've gone pretty far, if you guys have noticed. Now yes, he is now a 5x5, but you can't see his clones just yet, but I can show you. He has... where'd it go? Oh, 13 on evade, 4 on crit, and 13 on attack. Now I am going to push this up even higher, but for right now his aura is just red at the moment. It is at the break of changing. Now according to my closest guildmate as of now, I can still reach that perfect clone. So I'm going to try that as soon as I get enough Terras gathered up for the cloning process, which is why I'm doing this right now. And at some point, after I get the maze keys that I need to save up, I'm going to head in. And yes, there's going to be a bit of what do you call those? It's not a parody. I can't think of it. It's like the simplest things that people say often. I can't think of right off the bat. You know that I've heard this before, but it just won't roll off my tongue. I don't know. It's like, I guess I'll have to put it in detail. It's going to be one of those videos that if I don't say much of anything, there would be a breaking point to where you're going to see me working on the game in a fast pace to shorten the video length. Okay, you take that one, I take this one. There's only 2 channels, come on! Oh, Calamarimon. You got to be kidding me. Well, she should be slow anyway, so let's test it out. Now, here's another thing I want to test. Everybody seems to believe that even with Apoclamon's unknown attribute, he's still going to be strong enough to win a fight against the same level as him, however, a level 99 Paladin. And I'm going to raise my Apoclamon to level 99, and I'm going to match him up with my Paladin. Now I'm going to do the math. And I'm going to show you guys what I've been trying to show the 4 members that we have lost over this argument. And I'm going to prove them wrong once again, because I've been countlessly proving them wrong. And yes, these 3 of these members have been in the previous videos for facts on Game King. And I made that video because... Oh, get off! You seen I hit him first, right? Well, I just got the dragon data anyway, so I'm gonna carry that down here. Get out of here, Armagedimon. Looks like whenever I gather enough money, I'm gonna go to DATS and pick up some dragon data because this is monotonous. Heck, I can go over there and get some beast data right now. Okay, I'm going to actually do something real quick in reference to this conversation. Oh. And yes, Paladin has ride mode. I made sure of that whenever I unlocked it. And it's working this time. I remember whenever I recorded a video that ride mode had a bug whenever some evolutions were locked down and Yaxamon was unlocked. And Paladin's ride mode was unlocked. That was a bug, and I reported that to Joymax, or not Joymax, Game King, sorry. And they took care of it a day later. With the video attached. So, oh. I remember what I was going to do now. Alright. And we did a lot of farming, of course. So there's going to be a lot of accelerators on me right now. And vitamins, because I don't want to waste my KFC. Okay, so his skills, whoops. Well, that works too, because his attribute is up to 1000, which gives him 10%? No. Vaccine attribute, additional damage plus 2%. That's not right. Someone told me that whenever the attributes were maxed out, there's going to be a 10% damage, or plus damage, to those weak against his attacks. And the dark attribute attacks will be less effective towards light light attributed Digimon, such as Paladin. Now, this is why this was a controversy. I can't even talk right now. So Paladin, as you know, is a light attribute. He's also a burst node, not Mega or side Mega. And I forget where I said this, but yeah, I'm correcting it now. So yeah, he's at 125%, and his skills are this high, if you can actually see it. 2968 plus 667. Cooldown between period of attacks is 4 seconds, which means I could probably spam this every 4 seconds that I can. Now, this takes a little longer. 6929 plus 1557 added attack, and this goes on to a 8-second cooldown. Now, I can't spam that as much often as possible, but I can go back to back with each attack. Now, if I were to go to Apoclamon right now, and yes, of course, I've taken leveling into consideration as well, so don't worry about that right now. Alright. And then we have Now, I've poured most of the skill points into his F2 because his F2 is the highest attack. Whatever is left will go into his F1 because his F1 is the second highest. His F3, which is an AoE, is the lowest attack. And that's something Move Games should have fixed because Move Games is the branch of this whole server operation between KDMO and GDMO. And the reason why Apoclamon isn't taking much of my DS is because he's considered as a side mega. Or, no. Well, he's treated as a mega, but he's actually a burst mode, which is oddly strange considering it's almost to the identical effect as Armagedimon. But yeah, so his skills are F1 2916 for 4 seconds, 8230 on his F2 for 6 seconds. So those as well can go back to back. So I guess they're at the same rate. And if at 99 and all skills are maxed out, including his attributes, which is unknown, darkness, and darkness, as you can see, is already maxed out. So he'll be 10% weaker than Paladin. And as for his unknown, well, he won't have any effect, but between Paladin and Armagedimon, Armagedimon will sure lose because it's 20% weaker than Paladin because of his attributes. He's a darkness, what was it? Darkness virus, I think it was. So, yeah, he would definitely lose against Paladin if PvP. But he has only one advantage, but yet he is still weak against Paladin. And even though he has an attack speed of 1.9, still not fast enough. Paladin is much faster. I just gotta get back up there again. 1.7, 2.4. Of course it's going to go to 2.4 because Dragon Mode is 1.0, so just that one makes him fast enough in Dragon form. And 2.5, so he has a faster speed than Apoclamon. So with his light attribute, his faster attack speed, and his two highest attacks, Apo and Armagedimon both die instantly. Well, not instantly, it would take at least about 5 to 10 minutes before they go down. And I'm not saying at the same time, I'm saying as a one-on-one battle between them both. But that's for you to decide, because I have cloned this guy as high as possible. As far as, you know, evasion and attack goes. And I'm still working on his other skills as well. But we'll see how far he gets after I'm done cloning and leveling up Betamon. Because I took my Jogresses out for a joyride yesterday after I got my Shikuyamon, the Patamon and Armadillamon Jogress. I can't pronounce his name properly because I keep forgetting how it's pronounced. Yeah, the Shikaumon, the teapot, as it were, because I can hear that in the comments as well. But yeah, this whole conversation started a controversy against a few guild members, and they think to assume darkness is weak against light. And they never did the math. And as you can see, I just did the math for you. And like I said, it would take at least 5 to 10 minutes to take them down one-on-one. And Paladin would for sure win. Armagedimon cannot stand up to Paladin. And yes, all three of them are burst modes. Granted, if they were to go up against Alphamon even. Alphamon. Because Alphamon 2 is light vaccine. And like I said, Appa has one attribute that gives him advantage out of everything, and that's just his unknown. And his unknown is not going to hold him over through the battle. I mean, between him and Paladin, it's going to be a close battle because Paladin would be at least 4 or 5% low on health. And that's just something, you know, you'd have to see for yourself, because even at that, you'd have to account for the KFC and the other options you would have to use to keep your DS and your partner's HP up. It's like a battle of wits, as it were. It's not going to be a heads or tails manner. Now, like I said, if Betamon can go up against Chimeramon as a rookie and win in a solo battle, even now with him at level 80, he can solo normal, no problem. I've already tried 3 times, and I beat it. All I got was meat pizza, growth fruit, and, well, not growth fruit, mysterious fruit. And, or wait, was it miracle fruit? No, miracle fruit came from Skull Greymon. Yeah, mysterious fruit and, Clone A. Which, I don't use those Clone A's, I use the ones that I can get from, either Maze or not Maze Entrance. Maze right there on the F floors. And, use Digicores that I get from scanning mercenary eggs, and get clones from Kamimon. Because that's as good as I'm ever going to get. And yeah, even at that, whenever I started the game, and I'm sure you all know by now, I've had some close calls with Vmon before, and by doing so, I've used up all of my eggs I've handed in to buy some cores to get some fruit, and I fruited him up to not 190, just 90%, and he was strong enough to do what I needed him to get done. And by the time I finished off with helping a friend with the Joker's quest, she gave me his burst mode item. And then ever since then, people have been telling me this Digimon with the Paladin, well, the Omni Sword I should say, was a waste of money. And it hasn't been a waste of money. He's done what I wanted him to do for 3 years, and this is our 4th year running. He's done what I wanted him to do for 3 years, and we are still, you know, holding or on in here. I mean, he's 99 for crying out loud, and we have been working on this for 4 years now, and I just got a connection to help me get some growth fruit. And I will show you what I've managed to do so far. Actually, I don't think I'll have a problem with showing you that now. Yeah, I did some rehatching. with mercenary eggs, mind you, because I got lucky enough to actually pull this off. Oh, there's a reset, wasn't there? Hold on. So yeah, I've rehatched Agumon to 4x5 because I could. And off the bat, I've had Gabumon 4x5 because he took like 4 mercenary eggs to get done, but we had enough beast data to get that to happen. I had to delete my first Vmon All Force Magna so I could get him to 4x5, and yet I still have to get another Miracle Egg. But he is at 120 rehatched right now. And as for my Gilmon, I had to rehatch him 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago. And I had no wasted items on him. The first 3 times I've hatched him, he was all 3x5. Somebody gave me a 5x5 egg, and I managed to over-anger him in words. So bad that he was cursing me out. He didn't want anything to do with me. In fact, I think he quit the game because of me. Because I hatched it 3x5. And I was like, oh, come on. He gave me 50 data to put into this egg, too. And I was like, I am so sorry, dude. I just heard that bring, and I was like, gotta hatch. So I heard it, Gallantmon, and there it goes. But right there it is. And out of a mercenary egg, nonetheless, and I hatched it 4x5. Now, Craniumon, the first Craniumon I had was a 3x5 Dremogimon, and he had a burst mode item. The burst mode item wasn't hard to get, considering the connections I had to work with to get a new item. Now, I've rehatched Cranium through Hagurumon, and he is now 118 out of, or the 3x5 that I had last time was 83. And I'm still working on rehatching Crusadermon, but I just rehatched Dynasmon yesterday. One try, that's all it took. One try to finish, or to do this one was all it took. No fails whatsoever. I was surprised when I got him too. But for Alphamon, I had to fruit him because his eggs are really rare and we didn't feel like spending that much money on getting him. So we kept him as it is. Tafadzwa, however, gave me Ryudamon 4x5 since I had a 3x5 Alphamon. And I've unlocked all of Ryuda's ride modes since the day I got him. And I still had like 4, maybe 6 mode selectors to spare in my storage. And yes, granted, I used like 4 of them right before I unlocked his Champions Ride mode, after that update came. So yeah, we have a 3x5 Slayerdramon we need to rehatch. We have a 4x5 Examon, which I took 20 eggs to hatch. And my friend granted me a 3x5 Kudamon egg, which wasn't so bad. We plan on fruiting him later, but I can rehatch Slayerdramon at any given time. But any of those mercenary common mercenary eggs, I can farm for myself along with the data. Salamon I wanted to keep 3x5 because she's more of a petite angel, so I kept it like that. My Seraphimon has been rehatched 4x5 because it was a 3x5 before, and he did have, excuse me, the Egg of Hope attached to him 3x5, but not this one. I will gather the eggs back up again to give him hope. And Cherubimon, all Both of these angels, by the way, Salamon and Lotmon, both have their um, BM items for starters. And let me remind you that this was not an easy task. It took a lot of work to get that done. My friend Tafadswa, when we started the first event for the Sovereigns, he gave me a 3x5 Bayamon. And then whenever Soul joined the guild, he gave or helped me get the 3 other Sovereigns, which is 3x5. But we plan on fruiting all 4 of them later. So that's like 5 fruits. Yeah, 5 fruits needed so far. And my Bancho Leomon is 4x5. My Agumon is still 4x5. You know, the rookie Digimon that you start with at the beginning of the game, rather if it's Agumon, Gaomon, Lalamon, or Falcomon, you can't delete them. This is going to be the straight facts. You can't delete them. You can't fruit them. However, you can clone them. For some reason, you were able to clone them. And I'm not sure how far I got with him yet. But there is a way that you can change him from one Digimon to the other, but you can't have them all. And that's something I thought was confusing for the system, because whenever I first signed up for the game, they had this whole thing about reaching from one generation all the way back to 5. And it's like, whenever I first realized this, I was thinking to myself, they have 5 generations of Digimon. But number 4 was missing, and number 4 was the spirits, because the spirit system wasn't even thought of yet. And they were doing some testing for the Korean servers, but they haven't come out with it over here yet. Now, by the time that they did come out, it was like a year after the eggs came out. So they were actually thought of last year. And they brought it over to the global servers, which wasn't that bad, because all things considering, I'm planning on opening 4 and 5 for the spirit system, and I'm going to hatch them all. I'm going to level them all to 99, and I'm going to try and get Susanomon myself with room to spare, because after Susanomon comes out, all 20 spirits will be 2 spirits and 1. Sort of. Well, 10 spirits and 1 for 2 of them. Magna Garurumon and Imperial Greymon. And that would be Jogris through a special accelerator in Jogris chip, as far as I'm told. And it's going to be heavy on the DS. I've told a few of my guildmates, as soon as he comes out, we're going to be testing him past Dark Tower barriers and see if it's counted as an evolution. Because you can armor digivolve a Digimon into any armor selected out there. I mean, granted. But this is the spirit system we're working with. That should be able to happen, because it's not counted as a digivolution. It's counted as a Jogris merge from spirits. And there's no evolving spirits. You don't see a Gunimon digivolving into Burning Greymon just like that. It's just how it is. You're just sending all 20 spirits into one, how do you say that? One, I don't want to say shell, because this is not a shell. Crap. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't say the simplest words, and it's like, it's in there, but it won't come out. It's like, alright, picture this if you will. If you had an office in your mind, and you had a filing system for every memory you had, mine just exploded everywhere, and I can't seem to get it together. Um, that's how bad my memory is. I do try to organize, but it just don't know. And if I do manage to get my friends on Skype again, the current guild members I have as co-leaders, we are thinking about going into raiding as soon as we get everything caught up. Because I already told you I'm working on my attributes for my clothing, which is almost caught up as of now. The only thing I got to do now is to find all shiny, high-powered quad-core ring and necklace for my tamer, and then I think I have all level 9. Nope, that's level 6. That's level 9. All family chips. I gotta go back and buy a all family HP and then all family DF for defense, and then work from there because it's rough. I mean, considering the amount of work I have put into this, it is rough, and I'm almost at level 80, just 2 more levels to go after that. So yeah, I did a lot of work. I am still farming, and the guild is organizing compared to what it used to be 3 years ago. 3 years ago is whenever I started playing DMO on the Lucinon server, and we are working our butts off to get everything put together again. As of now, our guild is at 266 in rank. We're working towards a lower rank, or higher, however you look at it, because I'm still confused over the matter. And we still have, whoops, skills to work forward to, and as far as my knowledge, I have 71 Kuramon seals, which is useless. I'm working up my Vmon seals again, which is at 55 right now. Gilmon is at 202, and Diaboromon, which is something I am working on currently. But where's that 4th seal? Because I thought I had some for Devimon. Oh, wait, yeah, right here. 27. This is for the dungeon raids that I'm going to be working towards. If I can get that up to 3,000, that's great. And I'm working on Diaboromon too, because of Canyon, and I will try to get Ibanumon, sorry, his seals to 3,000, so I can face up with him in raid with my teammates so far. And as of yet, I have 234 seals open for Vmon, which is over here. And these 55 will be added to it as soon as I get up to, well, enough to reach 3,000. Yeah, there's like a lot of thinking to do here. And I have been doing an extreme amount of math. I'll show you what I mean. Whoops. Everything that is included to my guild is in this book and synchronized with the website. Everything I've thought of, everything I've done, everything that, you know, adds up to doing something bigger and helping other people out for the best, as far as, you know, hatching Digimon or having to do with growth or just help in general. I mean, if you need something, let us know. We'll help you. And by all means, if um, for instance, if you had like a Joker's quest you need to do, and you need the X antibodies from uh, Gate D, um, all we'll charge is 1 or 2 teras. That's it. 1 or 2 teras ain't that much. And as far as, Evos go as far as 500 Ms each. And we're going for the cheapest prices we can gather here. And if you think we can go lower on the gates for like gate D, we can go as low as 1 tera each. But we can't guarantee that it's all going to drop just like that, because your luck is just as good as our luck. We go by a flip of a coin and see if we get a drop. That's about it. And I've worked so hard. I mean, all of my hard earnings, went into this guild, and it's been so far the best organized guild we have ever seen. Soul can even tell you this. DJ, what was his name? I'm forgetting names now. DJ something, whoops. Oh, DJ Harris and BK. I'm just gonna call him BK because BFK. I don't want to get into that story right now. So we've talked about the details between the attributes, why it was a controversy between the guild. We talked about the math that was gathered to do whatever needs to be done. And for future notices, we have talked about, if you need any help, let us know. And this is the honest truth, because like I said, anything we do is between this book and the website, and we're keeping high maintenance as possible. That's why you haven't been seeing us lately. We have been working our butts off trying to get everything organized and get everything to work. But 4 people managed to do this without me. And guess what? One of them came back telling me that it was for the better good. I'm the guild leader. Come on. You cannot leave the guild leader out of everything, especially when I put in most of the freaking effort. And Soul even agrees with this. I mean, yeah, there's been a few cases here and there about me having a power outage or having, no internet access. That's not my fault. I can't control that. The struggle is real. Poor people are poor almost every day. And it's nothing to shake a stick at, I'm telling you. And I don't know. I mean, they've managed to work so far up to level 80 tamer. I mean, all 4 of them. And it's like, you say that you're the top tamer in the guild, but yet you still can't understand the math that it takes to get the attributes right, to actually farm for something that is needed. I have been doing all the hard work to get the data, the eggs, the spirits, so on and so forth. I'm not ranting right now. I'm just saying, it is hard. I'm telling you, it is so hard. I have been doing all of this solo, and it has been draining me to the core. Everybody else runs out on dungeon raids, and I'm getting left behind because I have to farm all this and that. Nobody's telling me what I'm supposed to do as far as ideals go, and I know I'm the strategist and everything, but in here, it is really slow on some topics. It's like, yeah, I can't get anything right away because it's like my mouth is like not working with my brain at the moment, and it's really hard for me to explain the examples in detail whenever it's hard for me to come up with words. furthermore, it's even difficult for me to actually look at something and come up with the answers right away because it's not that easy. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I'll figure something out that nobody else can't, and this would be one of those things that just go right in your face. And I'm like, I'm stuck. I mean, yes, I need help. I've been solo for 4 years. Do you think I can pull this off any longer? Help me out here. I've been sitting here trying to help others out as much as possible. I mean, yes, there's guildmates that wanted terrorists because they needed to buy eggs that doesn't resemble mercenaries in ways of fails. They're so tired of coming up with ways to farm eggs themselves and yet fail at hatching them because they keep breaking and stuff. Yes, I understand that. But that also ruined our chances of meeting our, um, what do you call that? It's like a goal each year that a new year comes around. I'm not stupid. This just happens to me frequently. Understand. Struggle's real. It's real. I just can't shake it. Uh, I'm pretty sure you guys understand where I'm going with this. But yeah, it's that. And it's got to a point where it's like, yeah, okay, I'll help out. I'll give you the terrors. Just, don't let me down. I mean, we'll help you out in manners that, helps you catch up to us or for the rest of us. And when we did have a few hiccups with kids, interrupting our situations where they keep, tugging and pulling us back and forth, being like, we need this, we need that, and they can't farm for themselves, and we have to do all the work for them. And then after we finally get the truth out, it's like they're coming back towards us with their drama and just flying at us with every left and right hook they can come up with, and it's like, you know what? I'm done. You're banned. I'm sorry. I can't deal with this anymore. I've been working so hard for 4 years and all of that has gone down the drain and I have to work all that up again in 6 hours. It's like, big whoop. I can't do this anymore. I need help. But luckily we have Soul, DJ, and BK with us because um, they're actually helping me. Speaking of BK, he just came back on. Um, yeah, we're taking our team to the max. We're stepping up our game. We're upgrading our gear. We're upgrading our clones, and we are doing so much that we're going to start doing some IDGs, hopefully, and we're going to stream it on Twitch, not Steam. Twitch. Stream it on Steam. Streaming it on Twitch soon, if I can get this to work with Twitch. Because, excuse me, there was like a setting on OBS that correlates with DMO right now that actually allows you to see this, where Game Split does not. I mean, I've talked to the guy, or one of the guys that actually helped develop the Game Split thing, but we had to download like the two separate versions of it and then try each one, and it's separate settings. None of them worked, so it's like, thank God for OBS. It's because they didn't have that computer power. It didn't match up, is what I'm saying. It's like, the settings is so wrong. It's not matching up to anything that is recognized by Twitch. So they rather prefer Game Split over everything else. Heck, I could probably use this on YouTube Live than deal with the stuff that's going on right now. Other than that, I can't, go without further detail. And I bet you this video went past over an hour. I've been mumbling a lot lately, and it's like, where's my coffee? This is your King Willick speaking, and by the way, if any of you artists out there are working on intros, please let me know. I really need one desperately. Please? This is your King Willix. I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.